Good morning. Picture's a little crooked. We're trying to adjust it there. It is January 2nd, 2024. It is 9:20 in my locale. Since everybody seems to love a driving video, let's have a driving video. So you guys can see, we're crowded. This does not make an old hermit very happy now, does it? And we're crowded in two directions. You're only looking at half of it. There have to be, I don't know, 30 RVs here, maybe. People walking around. I got a guy behind me. So we got to pick it up a hair. I think I know who is behind me. But what's going on? Okay, it's a new year. Oh boy. Temperature is about 67 degrees. Alright, maybe a little less. We're going to pop the windows open a little bit for a little bit of breathing space. Everything is looking good and groovy. And, yeah, we did not do a lot on New Year's Eve. I worked, and New Year's Eve at work was a blitz. It was absolutely crazy. Our boats have been sold out. We're only running one boat right now. Sold out the day before. Which, you know, in a perfect world, that's a great thing to say. You know, in an operational world, it means we're all doing 3 jobs at once. Let's see, we're coming up to our stop sign. I know the guy behind me. I'm going to see if I can wave him on. Alright, so just be patient with us. Anybody coming? Yeah, we got somebody coming. We're going to hold up. So anyway, this is the first video of 2024, man. This is going to be a lot of fun for everybody. We're not going to go too long on it. You know, we're going to go long enough. What you're going to see now is me. It'd be a courteous hermit. So hang on. Oh, he's going the other way. I don't have to be a courteous hermit. All right. So, like I said, very, very busy studying for my license. Again, for those of you who do not know, I only passed 50% of my license. There were some ones that I missed off on. Not horrible, you know, not crazy. The hardest ones. And I only missed one by about a point or 2. The other one I missed by about half. That's the hardest one of all. And it's, of course, the skill you have to learn that you'll never use. So, remember, this is a federal, governmental, whatever. So, if it works, it's useless, but the things that work have no points. So, what do you want to do? Welcome to 2023. Or 2024. Gotta get used to that. Hang on, we got somebody behind us. Let me see if I can give them a little room, a little love. Hang tight. You'll see why in a second. Look at that luggable Lou on the back. Look at this. He's ready for sauce. All right, so. Weather here has been temperate. I'm going to say 65, 70 degrees, 75. Looks good, looks great. I'm loving it. People here are walking around in sweatshirts and puffy coats. And, you know, the one thing I did learn and respect is that if you're not from this place and you're from a colder climate, what seems good to you seems awful to them and vice versa. Okay? Our plan plans today are, again, I have to go to town. I didn't want to go to town. I have to go to town. It's not going to be a big trip. We got to get some stuff from Mr. Bodie over there because he is getting finicky on his food. He doesn't like the dry stuff, and I don't darn blame him. I can't find the Nature's Recipe, which I hope he would like better. That's what I feed to Taylor and Lucy, and they seem to love it. But I have to mix it with my homegrown stuff. Bodie eats my home food, and I gave him some casserole the other night just as a treat, and he pushed all the peas into the corner. So as much as I want to mix vegetables in, this boy does not want to eat his vegetables. I don't blame him. So it looks like I'm going to have to start liquefying the vegetables. You know, every day as a pet owner, it's how it works. There goes my friend Jim. If I can turn the camera over real quick. That is Christian Point, and it is flooded. Part of the reason we couldn't do a lot with the boats the other day was the water. The water is very high. They opened Lake Okeechobee, you know, to that last push a couple weeks ago, and now all the water's down here. So it's something we have to deal with. You know, it makes for cranky customers sometimes, but not crazy. You know, again, houseboats, tour boats, you know, once they go that one direction under the bridge, if the water's too high, it's not going to happen. And because you'll take the top off the boat. It's just the height of the water and the constraint of the bridge tell you can't do it. Same as if you were driving a truck and you were 14, or let's say this RV. Let's say I'm driving my RV, I'm driving to Carrie Ellen, and it says, the bridge says 13.7. I'd be like, I'm not happy with this. I'd look for another way around. I try not to do anything below 14 feet if I have to cross underneath something. Most places you stop for gas are 15 or higher, so that's why, you know, all those places are okay. Sometimes they're as much as 20, trying to accommodate a semi. Whereas a pond is high. There you go. Wildlife is out of its mind around here today. Every once in a while I have to jump on the boat and be the naturalist, which is, I absolutely love it. It's how I had so much fun for over 2 years, almost 2 years. And the birds are out in force. It doesn't matter whether I'm talking to somebody and suddenly I'm saying, oh, there's pelican up over my head, or oh, the tricolor heron are going crazy, or hey, there's the green heron, there's 5 of them, or cattle egret, or snow egret, or whatever. The wildlife is going nuts. Okay, and that to me brings a smile to this old man's face, because that means people who are here who have never seen this are just losing their minds. And I've seen this at least 2 seasons. I love that look on their face. Let's see, plants. Mangroves are not blooming. The bromeliads are starting to bloom. The great bromeliads are starting to come on out. We've got 1 or 2 cardinals, but that's not for another month, and then they're going to just be fireworks on display. Excuse me. And the moonflowers are still out, but I mean, that's my morning and evening stuff. You know, I have to take a picture of when they're white flowers. They're very beautiful. They remind me a lot of morning glory, you know, back home. And they have a weird kind of jasmine-like scent, which really hits my heart, because you know it hits my heart. If it smells good, smells like the beach, smells like jasmine, smells like roses, where is my brain going? If you don't know by now, I think you need to go back a couple of videos and catch up. I'm not going to tell you. A little bit of traffic today. I got somebody behind me, but pretty far away. Some people in front of me. Makes sense. Although, oh, they had a campground tag. Oh, they had an employee tag. Never mind. is we are having people leave, for any number of reasons. We've had a fellow that got himself walked to the front door. He was doing some stuff that, he's dumb, but he's young, and maybe he's never really had to get in on this before. We had another couple, which, this does happen. They were just unhappy, either with the work or with the isolation or whatever, and they just simply went in and said, we can't do this anymore. They were very polite, nice resignation letters from what I understand. They let the company set that time, and I thought that was nice. They're being respectful. They just realize, as much as they want to perform these actions, they're just not capable of it. Again, the isolation, excuse me, maybe the work, just not to their liking. That coughing you hear is because the other day we had a houseboat that broke down, and it broke down on the far side of Whitewater Bay. So that meant myself and our mechanical genius, I had to go out on a skiff and go rescue them. That was 40 minutes by water. Okay, so that's a pretty long ride. That's over 20 miles. We had to run out and do it. We were able to fix the problem, fortunately. But right after that, after all that wind and water in my face, I started to feel a little something in my chest. And I thought my heart was regrowing, but that's stupid. It is something different. So I think I just picked up a stress cold, and it's been in my throat and in my chest. So I cough a little bit, and that worked out for me. A couple of nights of coughing and hacking, bringing up that stuff. Never lost my appetite, never got a fever, never got anything. Just a little something that crept in. Probably time of the year, could have even been something flying over the water, I don't know. I do know that I tried my brother's tried and true recipe and did a little chlorine dioxide in my water, and that sure did help kick it out. So I feel fantastic today, which is why we're going to town, right, Bodie? Hang on, we're going to get past this clump of trees. I'm going to just turn the camera around. You're going to love this. You've seen it before, but I want you to see it again. We are not quite yet at the Sawgrass Prairie, but we're getting there. You will notice that those trees that are dead are not mangroves. Okay? They could be cypress, they could be, maybe buttonwood, a couple different ones, but they're not mangroves anymore. Cabbage palm right there. Cabbage palm being it is the state plant of Florida, for those of you who are keeping score. Tip you up a little bit there. There you go. Liking that angle better. So, what else is going on? Just, again, my days are starting to blur a little. I get home, I let the dog out, I let the dog in, I see what I miss, grab my book, do a little bit of studying, decide to cook for me, cook for Bodie, maybe a little laundry, get that done, turn it around, go to bed, get up at 4, start again, get some coffee, flip through the book a little bit, hopefully it'll stick in my head, and then get started up, get tuned up on what I need to know, get ready to go out with my day. Excuse me. And then go hit it. And everybody at work, I'm going to tell you that the vast majority of people I work with, they're in on it. They get down on it. They're doing 2 or 3 jobs. There's no outside the booth when I'm there, when there's a big cluster of people. And I go, all right, reservations go to this side. Questions come over to me. Let's go. What do you need to know? And that gets rid of 50% of the people. And that means that, they can process your boat tour or your skiff or your pontoon or your bicycle much faster and let me handle all the questions. That's a good thing. If they might want to change the signage over that window, and they should say on the left side, I'm sorry, if you're facing the booth, right side, reservations only, and the left side should be houseboat reservations, questions, and issues, and just get half the people out the door. It's a lot easier for me to go outside and talk to people. I just throw my reading glasses into the clip on my neck and just get out there. What else have we got? It's my birthday tomorrow, for those of you keeping score. Technically, since I was born on Mars, it might mean that, the days are different. But yeah, tomorrow's my birthday. It'll be my Monday at work, so that's all right. I can have some fun with that. We won't tell anybody how old I am. You'll figure it out. Hang on, now I'm a geek. I gotta count. It is a prime number, so it's going to be a good year. Rhodey is currently working on Road Dog Festival. He's a little nervous, right? He's also a Florida dog. The temperature goes below 70, I have to wrap him in a blanket. Uncle John, if you're listening, if we take him, he's going to need a coat for a little bit if we go home. So, which has been on our mind lately, A little visit to home would not be a bad thing. But it takes a while to get there. It takes a while to get back. Sometimes I wonder if I go home, will I come back? That's just hard to tell. I love it here. I love the environment. I love what I do. It's hard being so far from your tribe. It was enough when they said you're the only one that can do it. All right. But it's hard. Some days it's harder than others. Today I left late because I talked to two people who just called randomly, one after the other. They can have all the time in the world. I'll cancel my trip to town. We'll postpone it to next week. I don't care. There are the most important things. My tribe is the most important thing to me. Alright? Except for you-know-who. And that is our new side quest. She has not answered letters, real letters, texts, emails, nothing like that. And I'm not going to bug her on her work phone, right? If I'm not getting through on her text messages, I don't know if she's reading them or not. Our side quest is, how do we get a message to her? How do we get information to her? I don't think she's going to get better until she knows what's going on. And whether she's insane, possible, sick, definite, so wrapped up in her kids' nonsense, totally possible. Or maybe her job. I mean, her job is high-powered. I mean, this woman makes Beth Duck look like, she's semi-pro. She's working toward the pro leagues. So it could be that, too. I don't know. But if anybody can get a message to that woman, if you find a way to do it, I will give you the message to send. Oh, here we go. That is the Sawgrass Prairie. How does the water get here? Well, you're looking at it. Right, Moody? I'm trying to throw a blanket over him. I don't know if he's shivering because he's nervous or shivering because he's cold. We're not running the AC. There's no point in that. At this point, at this time of year, the air conditioning only runs to take the moisture out, the humidity out. Yesterday, going back a step, yesterday, I was able to take everything out of the attic. Everything. Everything. That's the storage space above the rig, above the cabin. I took everything out. I threw it all on the ground. There was nowhere to walk. I vacuumed up there. I checked for any mold, mildew, nothing. Deodorized it, nice. Excuse me. I started sorting and putting things back. A lot of the "do I really need this" question. Certain things were, oh hell yeah. The recipe book my mother gave me, oh hell yeah, right? We got rid of some cleaners we don't use. We got rid of, oh, here comes some mahogany grease. We got rid of some stuff that's just useless or hasn't been touched in a while. You know, my rule is if I don't use it in 6 months, I'm probably not going to use it, get rid of it. Let's see. We got that done. Repackaged it. It looks nice. Maybe switched out a box or two, you know. Whatever needed to be done. You know, just, you should do that every couple of months. Hey, there's an egret. And that was great. That made me breathe a little bit easier. All right. I started to repackage some food. That's important. I'm thinking about new food storage options. You know, I'm dumping 2 pounds of coffee into square containers, which is great. My rice is, I need more storage. I need buckets. I need buckets and I need food grade bags. Whoa, there's a blue heron right there. Nice. At some point in time, I got to do the job I don't want to do. I got to go into the trunk. I got to get junk out of the trunk. And some of that is repackaging stuff, but you know, all of the sentimental part of my life is back there with the tools. It's just going to be very, very hard to open those boxes and maybe condense them, compress them. I don't know. Part of me wishes I could send them to the person that needs them the most, but technically, I don't know where they are anymore. I don't know where they live. I mean, most of the stuff that I have, I might keep a couple things. I might keep some pictures. I might, but ultimately, you know, I'd send it back to my kid. But I don't even know where she lives. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard. Now, my baby pictures I could probably send to the Smithsonian, you know. They could do a little exhibit, The Decline of Man. It'd be fine. I'd be fine with that. All right, those little white flowers you keep seeing over and over, if you freeze the frame, those are water lilies, which cypress. I see cabbage palm. I see palmetto. But it is the right time of year for the cypress to start dropping their needles, which still makes no sense to an old biologist. Cypress trees are deciduous conifers, which doesn't make sense to a classically trained scientist. Pine needles will fall, but they grow back all the time. A deciduous is a tree that loses leaves, like an oak tree, a maple tree, right? A deciduous conifer means that they lose all of their needles and they all grow back. That doesn't make sense. I mean, it's a cypress. It's like a pine tree. Why is it doing this? Again, why we get into nature, right? I know, buddy. But a beautiful day, as you can see. Sunny. Nice wispy clouds. 68 degrees. Perfect. So what are our next steps in 2024? Well, number one, okay, we got to take the junk out of the trunk. We got to reduce some weight. Either we have to compact and reduce it and get it off the rig so that when the rig moves, we're not dragging it around, or we have to get rid of it completely, which is probably the best solution. Top number one thing is get that captain's license. We got to get our OUPV inland. I got to pass charting and plotting. I got to get through Nav General, which I can do. If I fail Nav General again, don't make me take the whole course over again. Not a horror scene. Not miserable. As I said to someone at work, you tell me who else has gotten this far in this place. And they could point at two people, and then they pointed at me. I went, so who's going to knock me around? Nobody. Side quest 1, get a message to carry. Oh, here's a great blue heron. Side quest 2, I got to get up to the farm and take a look at that. I would love to take some time off and go home. I'm not sure I can do that. And I'm unsure if they can come to me. Oh, great egret on the road. It'd be nice. I miss them. I haven't seen my brother in 2 years, almost. I haven't seen my other brother in 2 years. I haven't seen my sister in 2 years. Not my blood sister, who shall not be named. We don't ever want to see her again. She is evil. I miss Queso on these rides, I'll tell you that. And, of course, miss Carrie. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm looking for a spot to just chunk over a bit. Hang on. Oh, something else to do in 2024. Get my brakes checked. I just want them double checked. I keep forgetting to add antifreeze too. And we are chunking. You'll see why. Yeah, that's a pretty big rig, man. The guy coming behind me is another C. He's the Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Whoa! A little close, son. Alright. So yeah, minor modifications in thought here. I am considering, I know, Brody, I love you. I am considering exchanging the toilet in here for a composting toilet. Okay? A composting toilet, a little bit more work. However, it means, and God forbid this would be a misery to do, I could tear the top of the bed apart and rip out the black tank. I could replace that black tank with another freshwater tank. Or even, God forbid, storage. But I don't want to do that because that's just going to carry more. But a second freshwater tank would not be bad. Let's see. I'm thinking of adding solar beyond my simple carry-around solar generator. I have a roof. I don't see why it shouldn't be working for us. 300 or 400 watts of solar is good. I just don't know how to wire it into the system. Cleaning out the trunk gives me battery space. Yay. However, tying it into the system is beyond me. Because I know I have a charge controller, but I think I would need a big honking charge controller to go to that other charge controller. But and again, we're redoing the roof. That's just once the captain's license is done, then I'll get through the roof. I got all the stuff. But a nice functional upgrade, which I don't think is going to hurt anybody. Solar is a great supplemental power source. Wind is a great supplemental power source. Geothermal is a great supplemental power source. They do not replace primary power sources. The batteries are simply expensive. They're heavy. What you have to do to the planet to get those rare earth minerals is ecologically and hazardous waste damaging. It's awful. It really is. And the places where those rare earth minerals are located are in places we don't really want to go. So it's, again, a great supplement, not a primary. Man, the water is high. I'm looking at the cypress forest on both sides of you, and what you can't see, unless I stopped, is that the water is very, very high. And again, they released water from Okeechobee just as the dry season started. What in the heck is this thing? Oh my God. That's the biggest Class C I've ever seen. But the other thing is I've got to figure out how to grow more food. The Park Service won't let me break the ground. I'm growing in buckets and bins, and all that is nice, except that those buckets and bins make it really hard to move around. And since mobility is more important than stability, I don't have a way to move my garden around. Once we can establish this on the farm, well, then we got a different story. But we're not at the farm yet, so we have to just our crops have to be small. If I plant 2 potatoes and I get 5, I'm happy. Kidney beans, I'm doing pretty good. The scallions, forget it. I could do scallions all day long. It's a shame that they're not of higher nutritional value. I've thought about peanuts, of all things in the world. Tomatoes, easy. Potatoes are easy. I just need a place to put them. No livestock. I'll just say that right up front. No livestock. They will not let me do it here. No how, no way. No matter how many times I explain that goats will eat and maintain the property, the Park Service is nope. Nope, nope, nope. Goats, I think, are pretty perfect for that system, right? For those of you who don't know where I grew up, I used to go to a place near Monmouth County in New Jersey called Sandy Hook, right? It's a national recreation area. A lot of horseshoe crabs, kind of rocky bottom. But there's a lot of poison ivy. The soil is perfect for that. It's sandy, it's acidic, right? Same thing as in South Jersey. It's sandy, it's acidic, right? Now, there are companies that if you start having a poison ivy infestation, you don't have to do what I did in Marlton and fight it for 2 years with glyphosate and long sleeves and a knife. You can have somebody come out and run some hurricane fencing around and throw a whole bunch of goats in the area. And they'll eat it right down to the root. And then they grab the goats and then they move the hurricane fencing over a little bit and they do it again. Goats are fantastic. I mean, they just really will eat just about anything and they will maintain your property real good. The second of that is pigs. Pigs will eat everything. They're not discriminatory. And they're fairly easy to manage. They don't push the fence. Goats will push the fence. Chickens here, they told me no way. No way. I thought, a simple chicken coop, be fun. Let's do it. No. The coyotes will eat them. And chickens, their rook does have pathogens in it. You have to be careful. Great for turning into low oxygen soil and growing things like peppers, but hey. What you see in front of you is very common. There is a guy I know that every Friday he will take his car up to Co Resource Center, we'll pass it, and when he goes up to Co, he rides his bike 38 miles down the Flamingo. It's flat, it's easy, he has a good time, gets a bottle of water, maybe a sandwich, whatever, and then he just travels the next 38 miles back up, puts the bike in the car and goes home. Very nice gentleman, very respectful. I do have a car behind me. There's not much I can do about it. Oh, add to my list of 2024. Have the alignment checked on the Carrie Ellen. Maybe when they check the brakes, they can check the alignment. I've checked tire pressure. I'm good. Let's see. Oh, there's a nice straightaway. Alright, hang on. We're gonna pull over and let this guy go through. Go, man, go. You're fine, Bodie. Guilty pleasure, I have to admit. When I hit the gas pedal in the Carrie Ellen, it sounds like her heart. It sounds like her namesake's heart just beating. I just absolutely adore it. Where are we? If my brains are right, always suspect, I think we're near Pinelands. It's gotta be. There's Australian/pines around me, so where am I? We're at Pinelands. There you go. Another invasive species. These guys don't look like the pines where I come from. Like I said, we talked about this before. Their branches usually start 8 to 15 feet off the ground. It's a natural adaptation to fire. So it's pretty cool. So where's our trips today? We're going to Aldi, Harbor Freight, Bravo, any dollar store I can hit. The first dollar store I can hit is near the post office. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, hopefully not Walmart. My partner doesn't like the Walmart after what happened to her over there, and I can understand that. So she and her husband don't go out to the groceries very often. They tend to use things like HelloFresh. They use a company called Marley Spoon I've never heard of. But they seem to be happy. They're not dying. You know, they're fine. I prefer fresh. And since, I forgot to tell you, the restaurant is open, right? Since the restaurant is open, they've been doing this thing before the restaurant opened. They had all this fresh produce. They brought it to the company store and they did like a farmer's market. I did real good. No onions, peppers. I got some tomatoes. I made a little tomato sauce. Kind of like a mock pizza. That was good. Peppers were good. I froze them. I sliced them, I blanched them, and then I froze them. Dried them out and froze them. I'm not a big fan of the dehydrated green peppers unless they're powdered. Okay? It does put a little kick into your food. I like that. For those of you who are considering that, excuse me, those freeze dryers are fantastic for food, but they're hyper expensive. Okay? It's long buying cake. That's the other end of my company. But man, a simple Nesco food dehydrator and parchment paper with some holes poked in it is going to do you fantastic. I just line the bottom of mine with some tin foil, right? I make sure everything's clean. I wash it, I dry it, then I spray it with vinegar and water, and I wipe it down again. All the trays. And I do multiple foods. I'll do meat and vegetable. I'm not a snob, right? I tend to do them outside because you got to run that fan continuously. Doesn't take a lot of power, but that noise could really irritate somebody. It's not loud. It's just, But man, in the mornings, beef jerky, 12 ounces of water, beef jerky, and an egg, a hard-boiled egg. We're sailing. We are sailing to the moon, man. I tried powdered eggs in the dehydrator. I didn't like the result. I have taken day-old bread and chopped it up and put it in the dehydrator and speed it up what my mother used to do and made my own breadcrumbs and breaded chicken and stuff. That's good. Another lesson from the old ways are the best ways. My mother would buy bread. And sometimes you go to the store and she might even buy day-old Italian bread. Who knows? Because it might have been on sale for a dime. Or a quarter, maybe. And what she would do is she would take it and she would chunk it up. And she would leave it in a bowl on the counter for a couple days till it got rock hard. Right? Throw it in a bag and put it in the fridge. And then on the weekend or her day off, she would take that bag out. She'd put it into the osterizer. I told you guys this before. And make breadcrumbs. Well, I don't think my mother ever bought breadcrumbs in my whole life. If you've got a baker and you need breadcrumbs, just ask them what the day-old bread is. If they don't give it to you, they'll sell it to you at a really reduced price. Everywhere in every grocery store, there's a reduced for quick clearance aisle. You'll find the bread there. I don't, unless I want panko. Okay? Unless I want panko, I don't buy breadcrumbs. There's no point. Same thing for, money's in. I don't buy dehydrated onion anymore. I would much rather slice the onion as thin as I could, put it in the dehydrator, let it go for forever, 18 hours or so. It's dry as a bone. Grab it and just hit a mortar and pestle or crush it. Minced onion, dried onion. I don't do that. I don't buy that anymore. The garlic I haven't gotten into. I probably should. Garlic is a little less wet than onion, but if you go too far, you're going to make a mess. Well, there's a lot of people around today. All right, let's see. I see another truck. There's somebody behind me, but it's a half a mile. I see a bicyclist. Again, Sawgrass Prairie, both sides of you. Bodie's a little nervous. I can see him, panting a little bit. Again, he's just getting his road dog legs. We'll give him some time. All right, hang on. We got to take some time with this one. All right. I can do this. Come on, Carrie Ellen. There we go. You gotta slow down. You are now exiting the park, so hold on. Ooh, a Vanagon. Oh, now I'm jealous. Oh boy. One of my favorite things. What you're seeing right now in front of you is, you've seen it before, you'll see it again. It's the main gate. And you'll see both sides are open now. Holy, getting in is going to be tight. They told me the other day that they waited 20 minutes to get in the gate. That's a big line. This is why Everglades National Park has over 1 million visitors a year. See that truck on the far left? I know what he's doing. He's coming out of Co. right there. Co Resource Center's right there. So what we're going to do is, we're going to hope that all of you have a happy and healthy, 2024. All of my fine viewers out there. And we're going to get to the potato, and then we're going to sign off. So let's sign off the right way, Bodie. If you don't take care of you, nobody else will. Thank you, Mom. Are they like-minded? Do they share your values? Do they have something to offer. Or no, out they go. It's 2024. Doors are shut. We're closing the ark. That's the way it is. You should have listened. Ladies, if you have to go out, take a friend. Don't go alone. Never go out alone. Take some sort of protection. Whatever it means to you is what it means to you. Gentlemen, the exact same thing. Don't put up with nonsense. Don't put up with foolishness. Don't let it exist near you. And I'm going to swing you around. There's the potato. So that means we're out of the park. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in today. I know you love a driving video. I went a little bit long. I'll catch you in just a little bit. And from Bodie and Carl and Case It With a Club, have a great day.